Hey you, is your gameplay not flashy enough? Maybe you have some combos you want to extend? If so, you've come to the right place. In this video, I will demonstrate some of my favorite techs for Garou. These will make you super good, I promise. This tech isn't very hard at all, but it does look pretty good. I like to throw it in sometimes when I want to feel cooler. Its biggest use is just to catch people off guard, because you could do the same thing with a down slam. There are a few common mistakes people make when trying to use tech. The first is overstepping, where you step over the target and miss them completely. You can usually avoid this by just making sure you jump on their head. The second is when you don't uppercut. This is caused by just tapping the jump button instead of holding it. This is one of the most fun, flashy, and useful techs in the game, but it is extremely difficult to do consistently, so it would take a lot of practice to master, but I think it's worth it, because it is one of the most useful techs in the game. This is another tech that achieves about the same result. It's a lot easier though, but it does look a lot less cool. It's intended for any losers who don't really care about looking cool and just want a reliable and useful tech, which I don't blame you. For the cool people who want to learn the cooler version of this tech, a very common mistake is dashing too early. Your fourth M1 is actually slower than the others, so you have to wait a little bit after you use your fourth M1 to dash. Another common mistake is going too far to the left. This is basically not being quick enough, as it makes your opponent go too far to extend the tech. This is one of my absolute favorite techs in the game. It's incredibly difficult, but it looks so cool, and it's very satisfying to pull off. It's also very, very useful. It's one of the best extenders from Lethal Whirlwind stream, and it allows you to extend your combos much further. There is an easier and more consistent version though. This one is less difficult and less cool of course, but still very useful. And I don't blame you for using this one. It's still pretty cool. This tech is very difficult, so there's bound to be a lot of common mistakes, like not being quick enough. For this one, just make sure you are flicking your camera quick enough so that your character can catch them when they're on their way up. The second one is being too quick, where you flick your camera so fast that your character doesn't get enough time to get behind your opponent before coming back, and you just end up dashing forward. The third one is having flat out bad aim. For this one, just make sure you're mentally tracking where your opponent is and aiming at them the entire time. I had to learn this tech for this video actually. I haven't seen it used a whole lot, and that sort of makes sense, because it's not super useful for anything other than looking cool and being unpredictable. But it's not too difficult, and it does look kinda nice, so you can just throw it in there. This is the most famous tech in the game, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. It is one of the coolest looking, if not the coolest looking techs in the game. And all you gotta focus on is dashing quickly. There are a few common mistakes that make people think this is a super difficult tech, like when you're too slow with your Whirlwind. This is when you dash quick enough, but your Whirlwind just doesn't activate quick enough and they fall to the ground. The second one is when you are too quick with your Whirlwind and you don't dash. This is when they go flying and you stay stationary. This is my own personal tech that I invented one day while fooling around in my private server. I haven't seen anyone else post anything online about it, and I'm sorry if they have. It is extremely difficult, but the trade-off for that is the best extender for flowing water. You have to have very precise timing with your tip lock in order to keep them closed so that you can extend, but you can extend with anything you want. You get your M1 reset and all your moves.